The computer chip leader TSMC has predicted that its own sales will grow more than 30% this year as the AI boom continues. So we're going to parse all this with James Demmert. He's the chief investment officer at the investment firm Street Research. So, James, is it a story of exactly that? Some areas of strength now, some of weakness?
Good morning, Aaron. It absolutely is a bifurcated economy, a bifurcated stock market. And as you suggested, there is signs of consumer weakness. You see it from the IKEA numbers, and we also see it from the labor market, which has been in the news, right? Weakening labor market is going to bleed into weaker consumer spending. And I think investors, and our message to investors would be, pay attention to that. That's going to lead to earnings. And then, of course, you get those numbers from Taiwan Semi this morning, which were just blockbuster, nothing to do with the consumer, really all about this AI revolution and this momentum of growth that exists there. So it is a bifurcated market. The message to investors is be really careful around that.
And one other thing that investors have their eye on, it's what the Fed does this month and also in December. The markets are pricing in a half-point rate cut that could come at either time. That would be 2 quarter-point rate cuts. So what effect does that have?
Well, I think that's another thing I want to share with investors that, that those rate cuts seem to be priced into the market. That's why it just keeps grinding higher. And we're not sure that they're going to get both of those. I think it's a pretty sure bet that they lower rates at the end of the month. But there are some conflicting winds here and there. Labor market's weak. I think one of the things that's going to bother the Fed is that GDP growth in the United States is over 3%. So that shows it's a strong economy. And what they don't want to do is cut rates too much into a strong economy and bring that inflation back. So one of our thoughts is stocks could be in for a very overdue normal correction of 7, 8, 9% this quarter. And I think it might go back to this idea that the Fed doesn't cut as much as the market expects. And let's remember, we're blindfolded here with economic data in the States since the government shut down. That might create some surprises.
All right, James Demmert from Street Research, thank you very much for taking the time with us today.